Good Monday morning, everybody. Beautiful Monday morning here, starting the day off at 64 degrees. It's going to be another beautiful day. Excuse me while I lubricate the vocal cords. You know, I understand why some people call this the silly season or the crazy season, because there's some people out there that are doing some silly stuff and some people out there doing some crazy stuff. Just saying. Reel it in, folks. Have a little dose of reality. So we didn't do well with planning on a big family get together, so we just decided that the Friday after Thanksgiving we're going to meet at a park with a playground and invite everybody in the family that wants to come, let the kids play and some friends. Bring your own gobbler and bring your own chair, although there are benches and tables at the park, but it's just, if you're going to spend a lot of time there, having your own chair is a good thing. So, after all, is it about all the work and slaving you do? Or is it about getting together with family? And you know, all that work and slaving you do really is showing love. I understand that. But sometimes it gets to be a little much. We have some older folks that are in their 80s and 90s that like to host, but it's getting too much for them. And I don't want them to go through all that stress. So that's our plan. In Florida, we can meet at a park with a playground in the wintertime. Hey, you can do it in Vermont too. It's just a little chillier. Better have fire. So I'm looking for a new primary care physician. The one I wanted to switch to is closing their doors, and I might just start going to these walk-in clinics instead. It's like you need to do your own research on your meds, because I don't know if doctors do anything more than the industry standard, which doesn't really, standard protocols, which doesn't really fit everybody the same way. I have a very good friend who is a doctor and a pharmacist, and I'll do my research and then I'll run it by her, and she lets me know if I'm thinking right or if I'm crazy. There's some combinations of medications that really set me for a loop, and she pointed me in the direction of some articles and research that were conducted by some very notable groups, and helped me understand why I was having such horrible reactions to some of these medications or combinations thereof. And I'm at the point in my life where I'm going to do the best I can to prolong natural life without feeling miserable. Taking 12 medications and 6 of them being to counteract the side effects of the other 6 just doesn't make sense to me. So I would say when it comes to diabetes, for me, the thing that's worked the best is metformin, and I'm using a Novolin 7030 insulin, and I don't do the flex pens or any of the fancy stuff. I can get a month's supply of insulin for $50, and you can't buy one flex pen for double that. So, I mean, if you have issues dealing with that, I mean, it's the same size needle. Instead of dialing, you got to pay attention and be able to read the thing. Now, there's some people that the dial is something they need and it helps out a lot, but it's awful. They're awful proud of that stuff. And some of these newer synthetic things are really, really, I have to question who approves some of this mess, because it's pretty nasty stuff. But if you go to a doctor and tell them that you're not willing to take certain medications, some of them take it as suicidal thoughts, and there's nothing close to that. It has nothing to do with that. I don't have suicidal tendencies, no way. But I don't want to be sick every day of my life because I'm sick. Does that make sense? I mean, if it can't be done without making the treatment worse than the disease, what's the sense? I mean, your treatment is to help you cope with the disease, not make it worse. Just saying. So that's my thoughts on that. And if a doctor or a physician's assistant says, well, it's standard protocols, I got nothing left to say to you. You're not listening to anything I have to say. I know that metformin works well for me, and it's a long-standing good drug. And I know that I can't take glipizide. I know that I can't take Victoza and a few other of those synthetic things because it makes me really, really dreadfully sick. Excuse me. So listen to me, would you? Because I don't care about your standard protocols. I've been dealing with this for, mercy me, close to, let's see, that means 16 or 17 years now. I've done a lot of research on it, and I tell you the two things that aggravate me the most. Being a guinea pig, that aggravates me. I'm not willing to do it anymore. And no one being willing to tell you the root cause or how to address the root cause. They just treat the symptoms. Tell me the root cause and that you don't have an answer yet. Something. They won't do it. And it's aggravating. I'm just saying. And it's more than just the ailments I have. There's other ailments, the same thing. But anywho, what do? You roll with it. You do the best you can, and you do what you think is right. And take the advice of folks that you trust. All you do research, but listen, make sure you understand who is feeding you that research, because there's a lot of wackadoodles out there. You can go on the internet and find millions of experts that don't know how to wipe their own hiney. And anybody that starts a commercial with, we got this new secret to help you out with this, is full of malarkey. They all lie. Advertisers lie and pharmaceutical companies lie because they just want you to buy their product. That's how I feel. And I don't know if doctors everywhere in the country are as good as they should be. There's a lot of them that I'm not sure if they really do have people's best interest in. But there's an awful lot of them that do care and do have your best interest. So just get the right one if you can. I tell you what, the right ones are hard to get appointments with, because the people that care about the same things that I care about, someone that will listen and someone that will not just do the industry norms, a lot of people like them, and it's hard to get in. Just saying. But I don't, I absolutely hate, I'm not going to say I don't like, I absolutely hate the insurance industry as it is. I think it's legalized, organized crime, and it's the government's into it, and it's all just a bunch of woohoo, and that's why we pay so much money. And it's a way of fleecing the flocks, so to speak. And like, I've had very, very few good experiences with any type of insurance, whether secular or otherwise. Go there, because there's some insurances that don't bill themselves as an insurance, that bill themselves as different types of organizations, but they act the same way. They do the same thing. And they kind of don't have a choice. They got to get with the program or they're not going to make it. And the program is in bad shape, in my opinion. Bad shape. when I was on insurance, when I was using my insurance company's pharmacy, I was paying almost $1,600 every 3 months for my medications and supplies. And now between Amazon, Walmart, and Publix, because I go wherever it's cheapest and still getting me a good product, I pay less than $200 a month for everything I need, and that's a high estimate. I'm paying $10 for 100 syringes. I'm paying, I think, $8 for a big old pack of Lancets. I don't even know how many there are. There's a big old giant package of them. And test strips are still probably the priciest. I'm paying about, $25 for 50. I'm paying close to $75 a month for test strips, just a little less. And then the insulin's $50 a month. So that's a whole lot cheaper than. And I kept getting calls from the insurance company saying, you need to give us a chance. I'm like, I've given you a chance. There's no chances left. You've raped me long enough. You've violated my pocketbook enough. So I don't believe they're hype or they're pushiness, and I hate pushiness. If you want to sell me something, being pushy is the worst thing you can do. Just saying. First of all, if I want something, I'm going to go looking for it. Don't knock on my door. And if you knock on my door and I say have a nice day, and you don't say bye or leave, I don't care if you say anything. If you don't leave, then we're going to have a bigger problem. I didn't invite you to my home. Leave. Just how I feel. I long for the days of living in the mountains again, or anywhere in the middle of nowhere with a long driveway at the end of a dead-end street out in the middle of nowhere. So it's not because I hate people. I love getting with people, but there's certain people that ruin it for everybody. I hope I'm not one of those people. I hope I'm not one of the 5 that biblically you shouldn't help. I've always believed that if you're able-bodied and willing to work, no one should be helping you at all. You should be taking care of yourself. Oh, Dave, some people are underemployed. You can control that. I've had a lot of jobs I didn't like. A lot. And sometimes 2 or 3 at the same time. Didn't like them at all. But you know what? I was able to be happy while I was in them. I was able to take care of myself and my family and provide. And that's what's important. It's work. Who says you're supposed to love it? I really enjoy the job I have now. For the most part. I mean, there's some aggravating things about it. That's why it's work, not fun, right? So, anywho, I'm probably babbling on too much. I had a great weekend. I hope you had a good weekend. I rested a lot on Sunday. It felt really good. And then Saturday I did a lot of work around the house, outside the house, cleaning up some more stuff, different section of the yard, and trying to undo some stuff a weird individual keeps doing and cleaning up. And I found a science experiment out there, and it smells to high heaven, and I'm praying for rain that it washes it all away. I've washed off the patio and added a lot of water trying to wash it away, but I think just need a good rain to get her done. So, hey, no matter what happens, keep on moving. I have some issues, and I was talking to him to another friend of mine, and he says, "Oh, well, I have the same problem, but you obviously work more than I do because you got a bigger problem." And yeah, but you just roll with it, right? You do what you got to do. You don't stop. I'll tell you, my dad used to tell me this, and it's God's honest truth. If you slow down, you'll stop. And if you stop, you'll stop. So stay active as long as you can, no matter how much it hurts, because that activity is good for your body. You weren't made to be a sloth. Just saying. I see some younger people that just waste their life away and they die early because they're not doing anything. They're just vegetating. It's sad to see that. So, do the best you can. When you fail, don't sweat it. Do what you got to do to make it right. Stand up, learn, pick yourself up, move on. Y'all have a good Monday. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll probably be on here Tuesday and Wednesday, but not Thursday and Friday. Have a good one.